So what's interesting to me as I think about WHO's agenda, and as all of you know, health has become a bigger and bigger political and economic topic really around the globe, as about 10% of the global economic output now is focused on health. And as WHO, under the new leadership of Dr. Tedros, has taken on universal health coverage and really trying to make itself, I think, more forceful and impactful as an organization, it's been, I don't know, surprising, maybe the right word, but it's certainly been interesting to me how much they have focused on digital health and AI as priority areas, as ways of overcoming kind of decades-old problems of how do we actually get healthcare out to the billions of people around the world who don't have access. And the idea that we're going to go back to the old model, so we got to train more doctors and train more nurses and keep doing what we've been trying to do for 60 years. There's a sense that that no longer works, and it doesn't have to work. The technology can get us past that problem. Whether it can or not is, I think, part of the discussion for today. And the only other reflection I have as I was listening to Bernardo speak is a critical role that I think WHO has to play, because only WHO can play this, is the issue around norm setting and governance. If you think about the challenges of AI, all the ways in which AI can go wrong, all of the ways in which different countries, governments, organizations are taking approaches on this, having an agency or an organization that does basic norm setting helps with governance. I think it can be very, very helpful, and my hope is that WHO will play that role. It certainly seems like they're very interested in playing that role. Let me now bring up our first keynote speaker, and we're going to have two during the day. The second one will come later in the day. Anne, where's Anne? There's Anne Ertz. She's the head of the Novartis Foundation, has been in that role since 2013. Before that, worked at Novartis Pharma directly. She's a medical doctor, was head of medical services at the International Committee on Red Cross in Geneva, has had a really phenomenal career, and is one of those rare people who has figured out how to balance working in the private sector, doing public health, and has certainly brought those two backgrounds together in a unique and I think very thoughtful way as the head of the Novartis Foundation. And on a slightly more personal note, she and I got to be on a committee together at the National Academy of Medicine looking at quality of care in low and middle income countries. And what I found remarkable about Anne's perspective and views on this consistently was she kept reminding us that as we think about how to improve quality and service delivery in low and middle income countries, in resource-poor settings, that we have to think about how technology changes the game. And we have to be much more forward-looking as opposed to figuring out what worked for high-income countries in the 50s and 60s, and can we replicate that for low-income countries in the 21st century? That replication never works, and it's a bad idea. And so, Anne, thank you for your leadership on that committee, and thank you for being here with us today.